All right, here we go. I think we're in there somewhere. Exactly. I'm sure those of you who have been just going through sharing the Justin Timberlake ones have been going around constantly and stuff like that. And hey, I'll tell you this, and this is the complete truth, folks. A few weeks ago, where I work. Where I work for Belleville High School here in New Jersey, we had an idea a few weeks ago where a bunch of us got together, digitally, and we decided from the suggestion of our administrators, we put together a series of clips of us lip syncing Justin Timberlake's song, can't stop the feeling or whatever, and we put it together as sort of like a feel good for the students and things like that. It came out really good, and we're planning on doing another song of some kind. So, well, I don't. Maybe we'll at some point I'll add it in the description of one of these live streams or whatever in the future. The one we did already, and the other one's coming up. So if you want to, just enjoy that and appreciate it and stuff. But anyway, for right now, our mission is on this Fun and Games Friday. We're gonna get some more math fun going. Name? Well, hey, because no, we've been playing a lot of games on these Fridays, and I've got a new one for some of the math concepts that my discrete guys are doing, and that we've talked about as well, I think at some point, and we're going to get some business going there. So please, by all means, stick around and enjoy the game that we're going to present or whatever. I've got a nice deck of cards ready to go and to get all that business started. So we hope you enjoy. In the meantime, though, let's get some basic math topics going. You know how to do it. Submit your topics here in the chat room, as I'm about to just let you know where the chat room is. Make sure you. So if there's any K through 12 math topic that you'd like to see us do, please, by all means, come and come and throw a topic out there for us to try. Here, wait, here, Mr. Stickman, here, real quick while you're here. Let's start this off right. Count by tens for me real fast. Count by tens all the way to 100. Go.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Very good. Yes. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of added. Oh, okay. All right. Now, Joey, now go from 100 back to 0. Count backwards now. 100. Go back.
100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50.
50. Joey, you got to come over here so I can hear you.
40, 30, 40, 10.
And then 0. Okay, good. Yeah, he's been working on adding subtractions with tens during his work this week. So I figured since he decided to interject himself, we'll lead off with that.
I'm watching YouTube on the Switch, and I found the live stream.
Yes. Okay. It shows up there. Cool. Yeah, there it is right there. There it is right there in the middle. Perfect. So in the middle of all his Stan TDM watching. So, thank you for that.
He's my favorite YouTuber, and I have a channel.
Well,
not
quite.
Not quite. My first video is listed. and it's called Joey Stickman. I only have one video.
But you can't even see it.
Give him time, folks.
Yeah.
Give both of these two time because
he wanted to save the name and then he made that so
she's got some random things going as well. Anyway, but
yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
Okay. The name.
All right. Here's what I want to work on first with you to set up our game concept and to see how it works there. Okay. Gonna get the random number generator out there to start this concept because it's better than when I come up with numbers on my own. Okay. So,
5269.
Okay, well here I'm generating random numbers from 5 to 20. Okay, I'm just gonna get a few out there and stuff like that. Okay, so we got a 20, we got a 7, We got a 9. We got a 5, a 7. Another, geez, again, another 5. There we go, 16. Okay, and all right, here I'll throw 2 more in. Okay, here's 14, and then there's a 6. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so I'll deal with those first. Okay, so here's the concept. Okay, have we done averages before? I think we've done them at some point here during these.
I don't remember doing that.
Okay. First. Okay. So
I think we might have.
Okay, so we'll talk about the concept of the mean, or as it is more commonly referred to as the average. Okay, the first thing that involves. Okay, how many numbers do we have here in this set right now, Brianna?
3, 6, 9.
Okay, there are 9 numbers in the set. You want to know how many that are first, because you're going to need to do a division involving that number. Okay, so we're going to be dividing by 9 as we go through this. Now the key is, though, I want to know what the total of all those numbers is. I need the sum of the numbers that are in the set. That's what an average involves. Okay. So let's get a total on all these. So let's see where I can get 10s. Okay, so here's a 10. Okay, 20 makes 30. Okay, here's 2 7s and a 6 make another 20. So that's 50. So that's 50 so far. Okay, these 2 make a 25. So that's 75. And then we just got the 14. So 70. So real fast, 75 and 14, we get
89.
Okay, so 89. So we divide 89 by 9, and that will give us what the mean average of this is. Okay, so it rounds off to, if we round it to 1 decimal, because we get 9.8 repeating, okay, which if we estimate that to 1 decimal place, so we get about 9.9 roughly, give or take. Okay, so that's how the median, or that's how the mean or average works. Okay, so we got that. Now, I'm sorry. We literally got hands at lunch while we right as we were starting.
Yeah.
Because that's when Andrea got back. So okay, now the median. Now I know we did the median in a previous live stream here, but as it turns out, folks, there's part of this definition that we're going to actually slightly change. And you're going to see why in a minute, because I'm going to explain a little bit, because my discrete guys are now starting.
The live stream downstairs?
My discrete math students are starting to work with means and medians and stuff like that. But there's another concept that they're working with at the same time. The concept that they're working with, and here, let me get this all out of the way, because otherwise it's going to get messed up. The other concept they're working with is what are called percentiles. You probably have heard the concept of percentiles before, like especially if there's any older people watching. You probably remember from taking the SAT or any other sort of standardized test going through school, and they told you when they gave you the score of your results, they said that, okay, you ranked in the 65th percentile, for instance. That would indicate that you finished as good or better than 65% of all the people that took that standardized
so it's
test.
kind of like this,
So you're 65% better than everybody else.
It reminds me of this.
Or you get the idea. Go ahead.
Some tests we took for, I think, like reading and math, I'd like to say.
Right, yeah.
I forget the name of it, but like, one of my teachers, she said that, it's not based on how many questions you got right. It's like based on like.
I mean, getting a lot right helps,
like,
but.
It's like, but it's mostly based on comparing your score to other people.
Right.
So like.
Well, they're doing both things at the same time.
So like, one person gets like. There's probably not 10 questions, but let's just say there are 10 questions on it. If someone gets like 9 and someone gets like 8, like person with 9 would get a higher score.
Well, they would be in a higher percentile than the person who got 8.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
forget the
all
name
right.
of the test.
Okay, so
but-
all right. So borrowing from that example. Okay, so let's say this. Let's suppose that this was a 20-question test, and let's say these were the results of how 9 people did. Now, a lot of them single digits, not very spectacular naturally, but we'll get there. Now, you're probably used to the idea of calling the median the middle number of the set. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, but you're going to see in a minute why we're going to change the actual definition of how it is that you're going to find the median or any other percentile. Because when we get to the definition of how you do a percentile, you could apply that to the median in a specific way if you use some common logic. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Because now, if I look at this from the middle number, Brianna, now the first thing I've done is in order to establish the middle number, you have to rearrange the information from lowest to highest, which I was doing here while you were talking. So of these 9 numbers, which number is in the exact middle of the set? And which ones do you guys see? Those of you watching, feel free to.
7.
Okay,
The second
yeah.
7.
Okay. This 7 right here is in the exact middle. Okay, so it ends up being 7 here. I'm just going to put that over here just for a moment so we can see it. Now, if there's an the way you've probably learned in the past is if there's an odd number of items in the set like this one has, there'll be an exact number that falls in the middle. So you can get that.
I think I remember the name. I think it was like Hazmat.
Oh, your standardized test. Okay.
Hazmat, something
No,
like that.
Okay, no, you're right. Okay, I understand. Now, if there was an odd number of items in the set like there was here, there would be an exact number in the middle because you'd be able to slash off one number on each set and you get something. Okay, all right. Don't worry, we're fine. But now, if you have an even number of items in the set, like let's suppose there's one extra number here, let's say squeezed in between the 14 and the 9, let's suppose that there was a 12 right there. Now there's 10 items in the set. That means that if you zero your way in, there is no exact number in the middle, but instead you have 2 numbers in the center like this. If you get 2 numbers in the center, then you have to take the average of those 2. So what would be exactly halfway between 7 and 9? 8. So 8 would be the median then. Now, again, that's probably how you've remembered in the past doing a median. But now, like I said, I'm going to slightly change the definition on you a little bit when we get into the concept of the percentiles. And what you're going to see is if you follow the percentile definition, then you could come up with any percentile amount in the set from 0 all the way to 100. And that includes the median, which is, remember, a median is supposed to divide the data 50-50. So the median is the 50% mark, or to put it in this term, the 50th percentile. Okay, and here's exactly how you come. And here's exactly how you come up with the. Okay, and I'm just going to take the 12 back out of the mix for a second. I'll show it both with and without the 12. I'll show how this is supposed to work. So here is how you come up with the percentile for any of the data. You still have to do what we did with the median. You still have to put it from lowest to highest. Thanks. The rule is this. You have to first again, you start again with the number of items that are in the set. That you have to start with that first. Okay, actually, wait, I'm putting this in the wrong spot. It goes here in the front. Okay, so items in the set. Okay, and then for the percentile, whatever percentile you're looking for, you have to place it up here. Okay, so whatever you're looking for, you're going to multiply that fraction times the number of items in the set, and it's going to give you a certain amount. The amount it's going to tell you is going to help you identify what position you have to look for in the set as you read your way across there. Okay, so for example, Brianna, let's say I want you to look for the 30th percentile in this set. So that means I'm going to put 30 over here. And we started with 9 items in the set. So we need to do 30 over 100 times 9. Okay, well, wait. Well, we'll see. Here, watch what happens first. I'll explain how it's going to work. So if we do 30 divided by 100 times 9, okay, that ends up giving you an amount of 2.7. Now, what this number is supposed to tell you is it's supposed to tell you the position, the sequence that you're looking for. But now the thing is, obviously, there is no 0.7 position. Okay, you don't have an exact number. So what you have to do with this is if you get a decimal in a kind, you automatically, no matter what the decimal says, you automatically round it up. So
whether it's a 2 or 5 or 9,
yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. So what's the next whole number after 2.7?
3.
3. Okay, so you get a 3. That means you got to find the third position in the sequence, and whatever number's in the third position, that would represent the 30th percentile. So in this case, then,
I'm watching
third
the
position.
live stream right now.
Very good. Okay, all right, well, bring it over there. Okay. That sounds like one of those fractals that just like views in and of itself over and over and over again. Like, okay, I'm not getting into fractals in these live streams unless somebody really wants me to, but that's way deep beyond. So in this case, the 30th percentile on this list would be the 6, and that would be our answer here. Okay, Joey, go over there. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, if you were going to find the median, bring it back to this. The median would be the 50th percentile. Okay, so to do the 50th, same thing. Now do 50.
No, wait.
Now do 50 over 100 times 9. So here, punch that in, Brianna. Here, erase. Just hit the erase on the 3 and change it to a 5 so we can see 50. And what decimal does it give you?
4.5.
Okay, 4.5, which again, when you get a decimal, you round up, so that means you're looking for what position?
5.
You'd be looking for the 5th position, so we count it forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the 5th position, so this would be the 50th percentile, or the median, or like I said, median is the 50th percentile, so we get the 7 there. Okay, now, if you get a decimal, that's how you handle it. You round up to determine your position. But what if you get an exact answer? Suppose, and here I'm going to put the 12 back here in this conversation. What if I wanted to, now how many numbers are there when I throw the 12 in? Now there's 10 numbers here. So here's what's going to happen. Let's go back to the 30th again. Let's go back to the 30th. If I go to put 30, if I go to do 30 over 100, whoops, you lost my calculator there. Okay, so now if you do 30 over 100, 30 divided by 100 times 10, punch that in. This time you're going to see you get an exact answer. And when you get an exact answer, you got to be a little bit more careful because what you're looking for is not what you think.
Wait, like this?
Okay, divide by 100 times 10. 10 for the number of items in the set. And you got an exact answer this time. You got 3. Now, you would think that means, okay, I need the 3rd position, but it's not actually true.
Huh?
Because remember a minute ago, and matter of fact, here, I'll show you a second. Here, if you do, for the 50th percentile, if you do 50 over 100 times 10, that's going to give you 5 on the nose. So you would think that means look for the 5th position. But remember a couple minutes ago, remember what I said if there were 2 in the middle? You remember we took the halfway between the 7 and the 9? You remember we did that? The same thing would have to happen. Joey, go over there so we're not hearing an echo. He's too eager. So here's the problem here. Because if you took the 5th position, that would be just the 7. Where we already established you had to take the halfway between the 7 and the 9. So here's the actual rule. If you get an exact number when you take a percentile, you don't take that position. Instead, what you have to do is you have to take the average of that position and the one following it. So we have to find what's halfway between the 3rd and the 4th places. And it makes sense because if you look at the median is 5.
But this time it's 6.5.
It would be, yes. Halfway between these would be 6.5, and that would be the 30% mark. Okay? And just like here, when you did halfway, when you did 50% of 10, you got 5 on the nose, but you don't take the 5th position because it was exact. You
8.
take the halfway between the 5th and the 6th position, and the halfway between those is 8, and that would be the 50% mark. Okay, so that's what you have to do. That's how you have to. So that's how you come
But
up
you know
with.
how 50% is halfway there.
Oh,
Squidward on a chair.
there you go. Okay. They love that song parody with
Someone actually made a full song like parodying "Living on a Prayer," except it was sung by Squidward.
Oh, really?
No, it isn't just like the.
It isn't just the refrain of
Yeah.
Living on a Prayer
Yeah,
with
it's
the
literally
Squidward on a
just
chair joke.
Yeah, it's literally a parody song.
They made the whole song. Interesting. Crazy. What people won't think of next. I'm still working on my Venn diagram song. I'm still working on it. I'm gonna really try and knuckle down, see if I can get the lyrics figured out over the weekend. Then I gotta actually make a video for it. I promise you guys are gonna love it.
Working on a SpongeBob. Remember that you were parodying the theme song? The SpongeBob theme song, and you wanted me to animate it?
Oh, right. Oh God, what was that thing for? I can't remember what concept I did that with. All right, I'll find it. I've got it written down somewhere because I know I wrote the lyrics down. I gotta find what concept I did it for. It's in my notes somewhere. I'll get that all played out. So we'll see. Okay, so
Wasn't it on your
so that's
old computer that broke?
But I got everything transferred over. So I've got it written down. It's on the other file. Okay. So now that we've covered all that business, so now we've discussed what a mean or an average is, and how to get a median, or more properly, the 50th percentile. Now that we talked about all that, now let's actually get into the game. And this is another one that's going to be a little bit of a game of chance. It's a little bit of It's going to be a little bit of psychic prediction and stuff like that. I think you guys will really enjoy this one. This is again. It's going to be sort of a little psychic contest here to see how it is that your intuition plays out here. Okay, so here's the way you play this game. And all you need to play this game properly is you just need
time.
Yes, okay.
I'm
Thank you.
the little clock for I.
Okay, all right. Well, here, wait. Can you get out of the way? Because I gotta demonstrate. Okay, so I gotta demonstrate the game for the folks out there. So and this is gonna be a very easy game for you to play. It involves a little bit of psychic prediction. Please, as you're watching, please if you have any comments or questions you want to know about how to play this game. No, it's not card sharks. Not card sharks.
Oh, it's because he has his cards.
Well, yeah, you do need a deck of cards to play this or whatever. Now you're not
this big.
Okay, yeah, obviously, I'm just doing this for visual emphasis. Okay, so now here's the deal: to play this game, you need a standard deck of cards, but you do not need the whole deck to play it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you right now that the first thing that you should do is remove all the face cards. So remove all the jacks, queens, and kings. So you're just playing with the 40 cards valued from ace through 10. Because you're going to use those values specifically. Okay, aces will count as 1 and 10s are 10s. All right. So here's the object of how it's going to work.
Oh, this kind of reminds me of a card game we played at.
Wait, you don't even know how I haven't even explained the game yet. You don't even know how it works.
The removing of the face cards and stuff, like where we had place values, and like we took a card and we chose which place value it was in, and whoever gets the bigger number wins and takes all the cards, and whoever has the most cards by the end wins.
A little bit of a variation on but who's counting, but
Really?
Sorry, I'm on such a roll here. I gotta get a bite in somewhere.
Is there extra pickles in your sandwich?
Maybe a little bit, perhaps.
Dang it. No, that means it was my sandwich.
Oh, I don't know.
Dang it.
Sorry. Okay. All right.
It's fine. I already ate mine.
All right. Rules now. Okay. So this game is a little bit of a psychic prediction involving means and medians. So here's the way it's going to go. In each person's turn, so each person's going to go one at a time. So I'll go first, for instance. All right. The object is going to be that you're going to draw a total of 5 cards. Now, you're going to start first by drawing the first 3 cards off the top of the deck, okay? And from those 3 cards, you're going to have to make a decision. So, for example, let's suppose here are my first 3 cards, okay? I've drawn an 8, drawn a 6, and I've drawn a 4. Okay, so now, here's what I have to decide. Now, as I look at these 3 cards,
Has Joey done a video on place value?
Not yet.
Oh, you can play that game for it.
Okay, wait. I don't have a rack here, but here. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what. Just so I can hang these cards up here, whatever. Here, I'm gonna momentarily, and I've never done this on the live stream before. I'm gonna take the board down so that I can actually use the lip of the thing here.
Done.
We're gonna put this so it don't fall over on me.
Put it on top of me.
You're crazy. Anyway.
Thank you.
Crazy and proud of it. Okay, all right. So,
Woo!
so here's what we got here. Now, the thing is now, if I arrange these 3 cards in order from low to high right now, the first thing that I want to try to identify is, okay, what the median of or the middle card of those 3 is in terms of value, which now I've rearranged them, and I can see if the middle value is 6. Okay, so I've got that.
Wait, I think it was originally.
Well, no, right, but I have to reorganize them so that I know which one is the median. Okay, so I've done that. So I've now established the median is 6. So now I've got 2 cards left to draw. I have a decision to make. Which do I think is going to end up being higher when I draw the next 2 cards? And do I think this median of 6 is going to end up being the bigger number? Or when I draw the next 2 cards, do I think the average of all 5 cards is going to be higher? Okay, I have to make my prediction now at this point. If I am correct, I score a point. If not, I don't. Okay, and then Brianna will take her turn in the same fashion. Okay, so in my case, let's see. Okay, 6 is a pretty high number. It's in the middle. It's a little on the high side, so I'm going to take a chance and say that this median of 6 is going to be higher. So now, let's see if I'm right. Again, it's total chance. I'm going to draw the next 2 cards. I get a 4 and a 9. Okay, so we've got to add these up and divide it by 5 and see if it beats 6 or not.
Wait,
so,
all of them?
Yeah, all 5. So 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 9 gives me, it gives me 31. And 31 divided by 5 gives me 6.2. So the mean was higher, so I get no point. So that's
by 2/10.
Yes, by 2. Yes, sometimes it can be that close, but that's the way it goes there. Okay, all right. Okay, so I failed to score in that round. Okay, so now it's Brianna's turn. Let's see what she can. I'll draw the cards. Okay, all right. So let's see what you got. You're starting with a 3, an ace, which we count as 1, and a 10. So we'll rearrange it so 3 is in the middle. Okay, so again, your decision. Which do you think is going to be higher? This median of 3 that you have now,
average.
Or you're going to take the average? Let's see what we get. You draw an 8 and an ace again for 1. Let's see what happens. So let's see. You got 1 plus 3 plus 10 plus 8 plus 1 gives you wanted the average, right? So the average is 23. 23 divided by, so the total is 23. 23 divided by 5 gives you 4.6.
Yes!
So the average was higher. You get the point. Okay. All right. So Brianna's got 1 point now on the scoreboard. Okay.
I need to get something for good luck.
Oh, she's getting ladybug again. I know how she works. All right. Okay, now, to be fair, since there's only 40 cards in the deck, to be fair as you're going through and so that card counting does not become a scheme here or whatever, each person will take 2 rounds through the 40 cards. That's half the deck. So then at the end after each person's gone twice, reshuffle the deck and start with a fresh batch. This way card counting does not figure into the thing. You get a chance to cheat a little bit, but not too much. Okay.
Woo!
Oh God. So I got an ace, a 2, and a 10. So my median is 2. I've got to definitely think, with it being so low, I got to definitely think that the average is going to be higher. So I'm going to take the average.
1.
I got a 9,
1.
a 3. Yeah. Yeah, I think, sometimes it's going to seem very obvious which one it is. And if it happens, hey, easy point for you. Sometimes it's just luck of the draw. So,
Look,
because I can
Ladybug's
tell for this,
dancing.
this is 10, this is 20, and 25. So the average was 5 on the nose, clearly beats the 2. So I've got a point now.
Look, Ladybug's
All right, so
dancing.
it's 1-1. Okay.
Can Ladybug? It's Ladybug's turn now.
Your turn right now.
No, it's
Okay.
Ladybug's turn.
Sit. Okay, your turn now. Okay. 4, 5, and 7.
Ooh.
Okay, so all right, it's in order right now. So you're at your so your median is 5. Okay, so what do you think? Keep the 5 or go for the average?
Oh.
It's like right in the middle. So it's like
What do you think?
well, when it's in the
Not
middle like
you.
this, it's a tough call. It depends
Not you.
on.
I'm asking
Do
Ladybug.
you think the next 2 cards are going to be low, or do you think they're going to be high?
I'm asking Ladybug.
Well,
5. Keep the 5. Keep the 5.
All right. She's going to try the median, so she's hoping for low cards here right now. Let's see. Your next 2 are a 3.
Yes.
That helps you. And a 4. I think you got it. Because let's see. Because this would be 11. 7 is 18. 23. 23 divided by 5 is 4.6. So the median was higher. You've got a point. Okay.
Thank you, Ladybug.
So she's winning.
Ladybug told me to pick the 5.
So you take a chance. Okay. So she's winning 2-1 right now. Now we've gone through half the deck at this point because we've drawn 20 out of the 40 cards. Yeah. Because
Already?
Yeah. Because remember, we each drew 5 cards twice. That's 20 cards, and there's 40 here in the deck. So we've gone through half.
I didn't even realize.
So now at the halfway point, we reshuffle the deck. So now we reshuffle the deck. We'll start it from scratch, and this time also, in order to ensure that both people have a fair chance at
I'm trying to fill the void that is under here.
Oh, relax.
Because all there is just bright.
It's fine.
All
Don't
you
worry
see
about
is
it.
just like bright.
Chill. Okay, now what we will also
Can we take a commercial break?
What? No.
To see Ladybug dancing. It's a commercial break.
God, I thought Joey was bad with his stuff. Jeez, really. Okay.
She's iconic.
Break over. Okay, so now.
Yes.
So now, after having gone through half the deck, okay, we've reshuffled the deck and we're starting from scratch. And now also what will happen is in order to ensure equal opportunity of both players in terms of who's got the advantage of drawing from the deck first or disadvantage, depending on your point of view. This time now for the second cycle of 4 cards or whatever, or 4 rounds of cards. This time now, since I started the first cycle, she's going to start the second cycle. So now she starts with a completely unseen deck, and then I get the advantage of going at the end. Okay, so right now she's up 2-1, and here we go through the second and final cycle, starting with your first round. Okay, you've got a 3, a 6, and an 8, which is set up right in order. Okay, so your median right now is 6. Keep the 6 or go for the average. Okay.
This is kind of the position like
Where you were in on the last one, right? So what do you think? What do you want this time? What would you guys do out there?
6. No, I mean not 6. Average.
You're gonna take the average? Okay, let's see if you're right.
Average.
Okay.
I didn't mean 6.
The next two cards then.
Yes.
Got a 10
Yes.
and a 6.
yes,
That should work.
yes,
Let's
yes,
make sure. 12, 20, 30, 33. 33 divided by 5 is 6.6. The average is
Yes.
higher. You got the point.
Yes.
Ooh, now I'm in trouble.
Ooh, T.
Because here's the thing. The score right now is 3-1. At the end of the second cycle, whoever scored more points wins. So the thing is, that means you get 4 chances to play. Being that I've only scored 1 point right now, for me to have a chance to survive, I've got to get the next one right, because if I don't, it's 3-1 with only 1 round to go. There's no way I can catch up. So
Wait, 1 round? There's another round after this?
well, yeah, because remember, we go through 20 cards. That means you got 10 cards, I got 10 cards. You know what I mean? So that means we played 2 rounds per run of the deck. So that's 4
rounds. The last
so
round?
that's 4 rounds total for the game. No, wait, you've done 3 rounds. I've only done 2. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So
this is the last.
Wait again.
Huh?
Right now, you scored on all 3 of your rounds so far. You with me? So you got 3 points right now. Now, I've played twice. I'm about to play my 3rd round, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I only have 1 point because I only got it right once. If I don't get this prediction right, I'll only have 1 point and I'll only have 1 chance left to play. I can't catch up to your score of 3 if I've only got 1 and there's 1 chance left.
Okay.
You see?
It looks like you were talking to Ladybug.
You get on camera here, so
Ladybug really likes being on
Anyway,
camera.
I gotta be on point. Here we go. So we got a 2. We got a 7, and we got another 7. Ooh, okay. So my middle is 7 at the moment. So the question is, so now
7 of diamonds.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter which one
7 of
which one you
diamonds.
call it. So I got a pretty high median right now. So
Look, it's a diamond.
So there's
really
more
like
cards low. I'm banking that I'm gonna get more low cards. So I'm gonna go with the median. I'm gonna keep this 7. So I hope I get some low cards to keep the average down. Otherwise, I'm through. Let's see. I got a 6. That helps me. And a 2. I got it. Yeah.
No!
I don't even have to add it up. Or let's see. Let's make it official. This adds up. These add up to 10. This is 14. That makes 24. 24 divided by 5 would be 4.8. So the 7 was higher. I got the point. I'm still alive.
No.
Okay, but.
No.
But.
That
Okay.
means I have to get this prediction right.
Well,
win.
okay, yeah. If you get this next, so this is your final round. If you get this prediction right, you win because it's 4-2, and I can't catch up. If you miss, I got a chance to tie, and then we'll talk.
No.
And then if there's a tie, we'll talk about sudden death. Okay.
Panic.
Chill, you.
Very scary.
Come on, just play. Relax. You just play the game. You got an 8. Oh, jeez. This is going to be academic for you.
Huh? What?
Because look, you got a 1, an 8, and a 9, so your median is 8. You got a lucky draw. What do you think you're going to do? What do you think she's going to do? What would you do?
Huh?
Keep the 8 or go for the average?
Oh. I'm scared. If I keep the 8, that means I want low numbers.
Right?
If I want the average, that means I have to go for high numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. What do you mean this is a lucky draw?
I'm thinking in this case the answer is going to be pretty simple. I think you made the right move. Keeping the 8, because like I said, if you get a really high median, chances are you're better off keeping it. If you get a low median, you're probably better off taking the average. Okay? Because you're more likely to draw cards from the other extreme or whatever. It's the ones in the middle that are more challenging. The means from 4 through 7. Those are the ones that are a little more, and 5 and 6s are the biggest pain. So let's see. You got a 3? Yeah,
No.
You got this.
Wait, this is good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's definitely good. Yeah. The only way you were going to really be stuck is if these were both like 9s or 10s.
Check.
Then you would have been. You're
check.
covered.
No, check.
I'm going to, but I'm just telling you now, you're covered because these 2 9s make 18. The 1, 3, and 8 make 12. So 18, 12 is 30. 30 divided by 5 is 6. The 8 wins. You got the point. So you scored on all 4 of yours. There's no way I can catch up. So Brianna.
Wait, I did?
You got all 4 right.
Yay.
So that means you got 4. I only have 2. I only have 2 with 1 play left. There's no way I can catch up.
And I didn't
she
even
wins
have
the game.
to rub her on the card.
Just for the sake of argument, though, I'm going to play my last round, and we're just going to pretend for a second that we tied. So because I got to put the deck in its proper position. Okay, follow.
Where's the board?
So we each have 4. Let's just.
Well, here, wait. I got to play my last rounds out because in order for the sudden death to in order for the tiebreaker.
Doing your happy dance.
Okay,
we
chill, stop. Because in order for the tiebreaker to make sense, you got to complete all 4 rounds. So let me play my 4th one, then I'll show you what would happen. Okay, so here would have been my round 4 set. I got a 5, a 10. Oh, gee. Well, again, another academic one. You can't do better than 10. So automatically, I'm taking the median because with this 5, but matter of fact, if 10 is your median, you automatically, or if your median is 1, you automatically got the point because you know that if you get 10, there's only 4 10s in the deck. Even if you haven't drawn any of them, the other card the 5th card would have to be lower than 10. That is automatically going to make the average lower than 10. So this is an automatic point for me. The same thing would happen if you got 2 aces, making the median a 1. That means even with 4 aces,
but all of them are aces.
There's only 4 in the deck. You're drawing 5 cards.
What if 4 of them are aces?
The 5th one would have to be higher than a higher value than the ace. That's that's automatically even that. That's going to still make the average higher than the median of 1. So you take the mean automatically.
All 1s. That means it would be
equal. But you can't get it. You can't get that because of that fact. Now, but she does raise a good point. If for whatever reason, it ends up being a tie, okay?
Which it's not.
I'll explain there. Okay, but first let me just finish this out because I got it. Okay, because I'll talk about all the tiebreaker rules in a minute. Okay, so that's what we get there. So obviously the median was higher, so I got the point there. So the final score was 4-3, but Brianna won because she got that. Okay, now here's the deal. Okay, now how to resolve ties. How to resolve ties.
Ooh.
Now, first let me explain how you resolve the rare tie when it happens that the mean and the median come out to exactly the same amount. Like let's say the middle card here was a 6, and when we averaged all these out, the average also came out to exactly 6, which can happen. If that happens, what then takes place is
you draw another card.
Okay, but the draw of the card will take place at the ends of the 2 rounds after 20 cards have been exhausted. Okay, you don't do it right there on the spot. Okay, so you gotta wait till everything for the card cycle is done. So like it would be at this point I'll draw 2 cards. And the idea would be is I gotta try to guess whether sight unseen before I draw both of the cards. So this one you're playing total blind. You got to make a prediction whether the first card you see is going to be higher or the second card is going to be higher. Okay, but you can't see either one in advance. That's how you determine if you get the point on the rare mean average tiebreaker. Okay, so that's how you'll settle that. Now, if there's a tie at the end of the game, So like, let's say we both finish 4-4. Or let's say if she missed one, we finish 3-3. Here's how we settle the tie. Then again, we have 20 cards left in the stack.
We play another round.
Well, we play one median sudden death. Okay. Now we go back to the first player in this tiebreaker. So so I'm the first player. I decide for the first decision, do I want the first card or the second card? Whichever one I don't take, I give to you.
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm gonna take the first card. Okay. So I got a 4 and I gave you a 3.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, all right. Now you get the choice. You get the choice. Do you want the first card or the second card? Again, this is for if you have a tie at the end of the game. This is how sudden death works. So, do you want the first card or the second card?
The first card.
You want the first card? Okay,
Yeah.
so you get an 8,
Woo!
and I get another 4.
Yay!
Okay, so
Yay! An 11.
okay, so now we draw one more card. Again,
What?
it goes back to the first. It goes back to the first player. After this card is drawn, we order them up. Whoever's got the higher median will win. If we are still tied, we go two more cards deep because we want to set it up where there's a definite card in the middle. So this way we don't have to do the halfway between two middle cards like we saw before. Okay, so understand that's how it's going to be. You keep drawing odd cards until one person's median is higher than the other. That's how sudden death gets settled. Okay, so now my turn now. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have a median of 4 no matter what. It's a matter of so I gotta hope the card I leave you with is less than a 4. I gotta hope I pass you a 3, 2, or 1. The question is, do I think a 3, 2, or 1 is coming on the first or second card? I think it's coming. I think the low one is the first card this time. So I'm gonna keep the second card, give you the first one. So
imagine the first card is just a 10.
Yours is, so I'm passing the first card to you. It's a 2.
No!
And I got a 9, so my median would beat yours. So if we went to tiebreaker,
But we
I would have won. But we didn't.
But that
so
didn't
she
happen.
won. So she won the game.
But me and Ladybug won because I got all the answers right. He only got half. Wait.
I got 3 out of 4.
Oh my gosh. I shall forget. Here, have a snuggle with Ladybug for that mistake. Have a snuggle.
It's been a while, folks. So
now we will take another commercial break for Ladybug's fantastic dancing. Dance. Oh yeah, dance. 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 Dance, dance,
You're
dance,
crazy.
Dance. Thank you. Dance. Dance. Dance.
So we got that there.
Dance.
So that's the.
Dance.
Okay.
Dance. Is commercial break over?
Can you show what that? All right.
Ladybug
Okay.
just
So
wants to show
all right.
off
So
her
all right. So
dancing.
that's how the game works. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put the board back up now for a second because I know there was something you were working on with regards to decimals that I know after you were done with your quiz, you had some questions over. So I want to just readdress what questions you had and show you guys in the audience as well. Brianna, as you've seen on a couple of the recent live streams, Brianna's been doing some work regarding decimals and place value and things like that. I want to just address something that she was asking me after she was done with her quiz today because she thought she had the right idea, but
no.
That's my fault. I'm sorry. Okay, because she thought she had the right idea of how to handle these questions that she was seeing, but she wanted to double check with me after it was over. So, we have a submission here.
Oh.
Okay, multivariable functions.
What's that?
Okay.
What's that?
Okay, can you give me Minion? So you're watching. Do you have a do you have an example of one, just so that I have an idea of what you're talking about here? Because my mind's thinking in a few different directions with regards to that. So if you have an example that you could like write out in the chat, let me know so that I can demonstrate it properly. So, oh, okay, wait, and we have another submission here. Okay, the second worksheet from this. Okay, oh, okay, I got one of my students is here.
Minion Catapult profile picture a creeper? It looks like a creeper.
I don't know what that is.
It looks like a creeper, like a black creeper.
Well, you know. Well, you know better than me if that was the case here.
Well, I can't tell what it is.
All right. Okay. One of my students happens to be here. Hello, Emily. Good to see you there. And she's got a question with regards to the
Hello.
She's got a question with regards to some of the geometry homework that we have here, and this is on the subject of the law of sines. Okay, this gets into the trig concept and stuff like that. And here, I'll even go so far as to tell you here. I'll do this extra favor here. I'll borrow the first question from the assignment that I left here, so you got an idea of what it is that you're looking at here. I just have to see the question in front of me. Okay. So the question is showing this information. I know the triangle's spun around here, but I promise I've got all the information in the same location. All right, so here's what my student is seeing, and now what you at home are seeing here on the live stream. Okay, and again, Minion, while I'm doing this question, if you've got an example of what you mean by multivariable function, please type out an example in the chat so I know what I can how I can discuss it, because I need to see something in front of me for that. Okay, so Brandon, here's what I want to know first here. Okay, so this is like the first problem that my student's doing. The first thing I want to know is this: we're dealing with a triangle, and I think we've said this before in previous live streams here. Okay, the rule of any triangle is that if you take the three angles and you add them all up, the total of the three angles is always going to be 180 degrees. Okay, so the first thing I want to know is I want the measurement of this missing angle over here. Okay, and here, Emily, if you know the answer, type it into the chat, because I want to see if you're playing along properly. But here, real quick, you do the count up here. So I've got a 30 and a 47. Tell me how much I've got so far. So how many degrees do I have so far?
77.
Okay, all right. I need 180. So get me how much is left.
Okay. It doesn't look like it's.
Oh, hey, Max. Good to see you too. All right, yeah, it's 77 so far. But then how much is left? So you got to get the difference between that and 180. Okay, they've got it. Okay, right. Yeah. So so it's 103. Okay, so that means that the last angle up there is 103 degrees. Okay, now that you have that, now you've got the information for all three angles. Now, what you're going to see is that what they're doing right now, this is a discussion of what's called the law of sines. This helps you figure out the missing segment measurements for any type of triangle, even though sine is a trig concept. We've talked in previous videos about SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, and tangent.
SOHCAHTOA.
Yes, the national flag of SOHCAHTOA is flying once
and the
again.
law of sines is one of the laws.
Yes, yeah. The national flag of SOHCAHTOA is flying once again. Well, wait. I could go get another marker from upstairs.
Dang it.
Now, but now, primarily in the past, for any of you that have seen this, you know that with those, you primarily worked with right triangles in the past or whatever. Yes, I forgot the right angle that's at the bottom of the flag. But the thing is that this is not a right triangle, and most of the times when you use the law of sines, you're not going to see them. So there's a series of proportions that you can put together that will relate the angle and the side opposite it all around any triangle, and all these ratios end up being equal. The rule is this: it's going to be sine of one angle over the measurement of the side that's opposite it. Okay, will equal the sine of the next angle and the side opposite it, and that will equal the sine of the third excuse me, my voice is catching up with me here. And that will equal the sine of the measure of the third angle and the measurement that goes with it. So everything works in opposites like that. So now with the way this reads right now, let's suppose that I assign these as A, B, and C. So let's say I call this A, let's say I call this B, let's say I call this C. Okay, so that means I'm missing side B over here, I'm missing side C over there. So let's fill in the numbers that we got. We got that angle A is 30, so that can go there. I've got that side A is 24, so that goes there. Now I've got the angle B is 47, so we can put that there. And you've got the angle C now is 103, so you can put that here. Okay? So are you guys good on this so far? Got the right idea? Hopefully. You see where we put all those numbers in, yes? Okay. So now from here.
A marker.
Okay. All right. But here, keep it shush because I'm in the intense part of the explanation here now.
Intensity.
Okay. So now at this point, here's what happens. You got to solve for these two sides, B and C. It's going to involve a pair of proportions that you now have to calculate for. Okay, so I'm going to start with these two fractions because in both cases you're going to use this fraction because you have both numbers plugged in. So in the first proportion that you're solving, you've got this. You've got sine 30 over 24 equals sine 47 over B. Now, since it's a proportion,
it's the law of sines. One of those like law papers to use.
You're thinking the old Bill on the scroll there.
Yeah.
She plays off of every word pun, guys. You know that by now. Anyway, all right, so here's the deal, Brianna. With a proportion, I have to cross multiply. So here, Brianna, take a look at this. Help us out here. In a proportion, I have to cross multiply. That means the numerator or top number.
This is a flag now, too.
Okay, stop, Brianna. Stay with me here.
Okay, sorry.
I got people waiting on this, okay?
Sorry.
So look at me.
Sorry.
Look at me. In a proportion, you have to cross multiply. That means that the numerator or top number of one fraction needs to get multiplied by the denominator or bottom number of the other fraction.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a pair of terms here that I'll cross multiply.
It's got to choose any of them?
There's two pairs. There's two pairs to multiply. Yeah, because you got to take the top of one fraction and the bottom of the other fraction. So give me what's on top of one of these two fractions?
47.
The sine 47. And what's on the bottom of the other fraction?
24.
Okay, so they would multiply in cross multiplication. So you have 24 times sine 47. That means on the other side, you have these two things being multiplied. You have b times sine 30. Okay, so that's what we have there. Now the object is you got to solve for b. In order to get, as we've talked about in other equations before, in order to get b on its own, how do I get rid of a times? How you make times go away?
Division.
You have to divide. So we divide both sides now by sine 30. That's gone. And that comes over here. So officially now, this is your calculation. Everything you calculate here, 24 times sine 47 divided by sine 30, whatever this comes out to, that's the measurement of side B in this triangle. Okay? So punch all that. So those of you guys watching in the chat, punch all this in and see what amount it gives you. I'll check it on my I'll check it up. Hush you.
She doesn't have anything to punch, so she's just punching numbers. Punch in these numbers. Punch, 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 punch.
Oh, what am I going to do with you? So, okay, I've got the answer in front of me. So when you guys have the answer to that one, type in the chat room. I'll let you know if you calculate it correctly. Okay. While you're doing that, while you're calculating that one, I'm going to set up the other proportion that you have to solve. Okay. I need to get the flags out of the way. Now, the other one you have to solve, you're solving for C. Now, once again, go back to the one that you have both numbers for in the first place. So now we're going to take the sine 30 over 24, and now we're going to set it equal to the sine 103 over c. Okay, so you got that. Now, once again, Brianna, same thing. Give me two numbers that are, give me two of the things here I can cross multiply.
The 103.
The sine 103 goes with
24.
the 24. Okay, so now you have 24 sine 103 equals, and again, the c and the sine 30 go together in the other cross multiplication. And once again, here's the multiplication. How do we get rid of it? We divide it again, so the sine 30 again goes bye-bye. And comes over here. Okay, so in this one it'd be 24 times sine 103 divided by sine 30, and whatever that gives you will be the measurement of side C right there. So that's how that plays out. Okay, and I'm just going to punch it in on my calculator here and just see what it comes out to. Okay, I'm just going to write these numbers down so I don't forget them. I know what the first one is, and then this one is that. Okay, so I got those in front of me there. Okay, Max and Emily, did either of you guys come up with an answer for? Did you get a full calculation for this or for this? Let me know what numbers you got, and I'll verify if you have the right totals there. Okay. So, but this is the process by which
we brought water.
Yeah, but this is the process by which that you come up with. Okay, the first one for no, I'm good. So the first one for B, when you punch in 24 times sine 47 divided by sine 30, you get 35.1 rounds it off. That is good. That one's in place. You got this one fine. Okay. So now we just need this one for C, 24 times sine 103. You can see it almost matches this one exactly. The only thing that changed was this angle up at the top, because the 24 and the sine 30 are still the same. Those two are still the same. It's just now a matter of now instead of 47, now we're playing off the 103. So punch this one in now. Punch in 24 times sine 103 divided by sine 30 and see what that one gives you. But you got the right idea so far, Emily. But now try this one and see where it comes out to. And that's the way that this one goes. But what you'll see is that, yeah, all three of these fractions, if you calculate these naturally, the ratios will be exactly the same on all three. And this is true of any triangle. It doesn't matter if it's an acute, a right, or an obtuse triangle. It doesn't matter what it is. That's the way it all comes out there. So that's what it is you want to try to manage for yourself. Okay. So just waiting on an answer right there in the chat there. As soon as we get it punched in, they'll let me know. Because again, I don't want to give away. They got I'm pretty sure the people I've got in the chat room right now have the right answer, right? Yeah, that's what I got. Here, let me check the rounding, because I don't know because you got 46.8. I thought it was 46.7. Let me just let me punch it back in my calculator just to confirm. Give me 1 second here. Sine 30. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, 46.76, which would round up to 46.8. You got it. Yep, that's it. Okay, bingo. You got it right on the nose. That's exactly how it works. Okay, so that's the nature of it there. And the setup of this, of these triangles, in order to be able to use the law of sines, you saw the information that I gave you right at the start of the question. I started you guys. Where'd my black marker go here? It disappeared on me. Oh, it went over there. But you noticed how in the problem I started you with two of the angles and one of the sides. What you're going to see is that in order to use this rule, that's the kind of information you have to be given. Now, it doesn't matter where the one side is. It doesn't matter if it's immediately opposite one of the angles or if it's not, because you got to remember, when you know two angles, you could do the 180 and automatically come up with the third. So okay, chill. So in that circumstance, what you see, guys, is that automatically, by knowing these two angles, you know the measurement of all three. And automatically, that means that the one side that you have is going to be opposite from one of those three angles. So you're always going to end up with this setup. You're always going to have this setup naturally given to you right at the start, where you'll have the sine of all three angles put into place. And then it's a matter of just solving two proportion sentences that you can make with the complete one to get the other two sides. Okay, so I hope that makes sense in this circumstance here, and all the others will play out just like that. So I hope that works for you. I'll tell you what. Do you give me a thumbs up or down in the chat if you guys want to see one more? Okay.
Or maybe.
So just, not that. I'm saying, give it to me chat wise. Okay. Let me know if you guys want to see one more. While you guys are debating if you do or not, I just want to briefly go back to the decimal discussion I was going to have with Brianna before you guys chimed in. Which again, I thank you for chiming in. Please, by all means, keep on doing so. It doesn't matter what the topic is. Okay.
About that thing
So
you said. Like,
so real quick,
we're not doing that thing.
What thing?
That screen thing.
Screen thing.
Where it keeps going like in and in and in and in.
No. Tell me later, because I don't know what you.
Remember when
No, that's my point. I don't remember.
Going like in on itself. Remember?
Oh! What I'm saying earlier, the fractal thing. No. I'm definitely not doing that.
Fractals. Let's do fractals.
No.
Fractals.
That'd be too crazy again to right here. Okay, all right. You do want to see one more, Max? Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me just get Brianna's discussion in, and then we'll do one more of these, and then we'll close out. So just hang tight for a second. So just real quick to just go into this. What Brianna was doing on her stuff. She's been doing a lot of decimals, as we've seen on the last couple of live streams. So. But the kind of questions that she was seeing was she was getting sort of questions like this. She would see a number such as this, 3.6, okay? And what it was asking her for was that it was trying to ask her for a description of the number. The initial, as it reads, okay, would be that there were 3 ones and 6 tenths. It was asking her to break it down verbally. But then it switched things up a little bit. It said, okay, so that's naturally what this is. But what if the number contained 16 tenths? The question is, how many ones are there? Okay. The thing you always have to remember about place value when place values are right next to each other is that any one of a certain place value can be broken up into 10 of the place value that comes after it in terms of smaller measurement. So knowing that 1 equals 10 tenths, and this is true of, and understand, this is true of any consecutive place values. So it'd be the same as saying 110 equals 10 ones. Okay. 100 equals 10 tens, and et cetera, and even going into the decimals, the same kind of idea takes place there and stuff, or whatever. So in this case, then, wait, Brianna, where'd you go? Brianna, I need you to come back into the conversation here. You left me in the lurch here. While you're doing that here, I'm just gonna make a conversation here for one second. M. Okay, so really, she left me right when I needed her the most. But the idea is, okay, so knowing that 1 breaks up into 10 tenths. So the idea is that now you see that there are 10 more tens, or 10 more tenths rather here. that means that one of these ones got broken up, meaning that you now have 2 ones there. So every time you break up another one, you have 10 more tenths. So if there's only 1, there'd now be 26 tenths. And then when you break up the last one, there's 36 tenths. So that's the kind of problem that you're dealing with in those type of circumstances there. So that being said, and I'm sure Brianna did well on this. Matter of fact, no, wait, we discussed it before we had the chat there. So these were the kinds of answers you were getting, right, Brianna?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then she knows she did it right. Okay, so we got that there. Okay, I thank you for your patience in the midst of this sudden bout of loneliness that I suddenly got faced with. Well, no, because when it came time, I needed you to come back to the question, I needed you to answer, you vanished.
Oh, I need to find.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So here. All right. Let me do one more of these, and then we'll call it a day here for the moment. I know Emily said you had another question here. I'll talk with you about it one-on-one after the stream is over. Let me just do one more of the questions here. Okay. I'm looking at this question that has the following information. It's one of yours, so you can see it. Okay, and the measurement is here. We got 32. Okay, now once again, just like we saw on the previous question. Okay.
Question 16.
Okay, if you try to set up all the proportions, okay, you've got one of the sides available to you. You've got a 32. Okay, so we can put that there. Now you've got the other 2 angles here. You've got a 51, which, okay, right now the 51 doesn't have anything opposite it, so we'll call this, bless you. So we'll call that B for the moment. Okay, or excuse me, I'm sorry. We'll call this side B, and there's the 51. Okay, and then here's the 73 with nothing on the opposite side. So right now we got sine 73 and our missing C side. So this is going to be our A then. So this is the one we're missing at the moment. You could still get around this because once again, you know 2 out of the 3 angles. You could use those to get the third. So let's figure out exactly what goes there. So here, Brianna, let's do it one more time. 51 and 73, add it up. Add up the 51, 73. What do we get?
$51 and 73.
Right.
8. I know it ends with an 8.
1 and 3 is an 8?
No, I was thinking of something else. What? I don't know why I was thinking of an 8.
You thought of 1 and 7 or 5 and 3. So how much do we get?
4.
124, okay. So 180 minus the 124 to get the missing angle, we get? Yeah.
5.
56, okay. So that means the third missing angle is 56, okay? So we can put that right there. And now we have a complete fraction, okay? And with a complete fraction, now we could successfully do the 2 proportions that we need for the law of sines here. So that's how that plays out. Okay, so here, so we got to use this both times. Sine 56 over 32 equals, let's do the first fraction. We got sine 51 over b. Okay, so again, cross multiply, Brianna, which things go together?
Out of all of them?
Yeah, remember, top of one, bottom of the other.
50.
Okay, sine 56 goes with?
32.
Wait, sine 56,
B?
the b. Top of one, bottom of the other. So you got b times sine 56, and then these go together, the 32 and the sine 51.
Divide.
Now we divide by, oh wait, which one do you divide by? You got to get the b on its own. So what are you dividing by?
B.
What's attached to b?
56.
The sine 56. Don't just do 56. You got to do the trig measure with it. Okay, So B ends up equaling whatever all this calculates to. Let me just see it in front of me. I'll type it in on mine so I can see what the final answer is, so I can confirm if you guys got the right answer. Throw the answer to this one in the chat room when you got it, and we'll take a look. Okay, I'm just writing it down for myself. So that's the one. Now we take that and the last one. So sine 56 over 32 equals, and now we bring this one in, the other one that we don't know, the sine 73 over the C. Okay, once again, Brianna, which ones cross multiply in this proportion?
The sine 56 and C.
Okay, so C sine 56 equals 32 with the sine 73. And again, what happens?
You divide the sine 56.
Okay, we divide the sine 56 again, just like we did in the first one. Okay, so now it's 32. Now instead of 32 sine 51, it's 32 sine 73, still divided by sine 56. Okay, we got an answer, a correct one on B. We got 30.0, almost on the dot. It almost came out exact, so that one's there. Now let's see what we get for this one. Just change the 51 in your calculation to a 73 and see what that one says. And if you got this, then I promise you, you've got this concept nailed. So let's see if they can get this one. 32 times sine 73 divided by sine 56. How's it looking? And any of the rest of you watching, do you have it as well? I hope you do. So you get all that punched in and you're good to go. While you're typing in the answer, Emily, here I got to check something because you can't hear it, and it's probably a good thing too, because Nintendo would probably be mad and try to see if they could block this video. But I got to check something. Kitty, why does it sound like the music for Super Mario Brothers is like slowing to an absolute crawl?
Oh, Jelly Mario.
Jelly Mario?
Jelly Mario Bros.
So it's like when you're going through the jelly because you're slow.
Yeah, you can even fly.
Slowly. Get out of here.
No! I have a twin. No!
See what I deal with, folks?
No!
Do you have an answer, Emily? Please save me. Maybe I better fill in this answer here. Okay, all right. So take a look at so in this one, the end, if you got then for C, after punching all this in, you should get an answer of about 36.9. That's what I'm seeing on my count. Oh, you got it at the same time I did. Perfect. Okay, and that's exactly what we should got. Okay, so you're good on that. Everything looks the way it should, and I hope for everybody else, if I could still be heard, I hope that this is. Okay.
Don't touch.
It's starting to get violent here, folks. So not quite, just a little touch there. But I admit this is not the easiest topic in the world. I'll say this: there is another law called the law of cosines, which I admit is a little more complicated than this for some of the algebra that's involved with it. But I'm not doing it with my geometry guys, at least this year, because of the circumstances of the of this distance learning and stuff like that. That's one I'd rather do face to face with them. However, anybody out there watching, if you want to see some demonstration of the law of cosines, if you're doing it, please by all means, throw the word out there, and I'll show a look of it here.
Can I show
But
them something I made.
All right, real quick, because we got to get out of here. Okay.
It's only 2 minutes.
Wait, what are you doing?
It's the thing I was working on.
What were you working on?
Like that animation I was making.
What? No. We can't see an animation right now. No, not here.
Why not?
A, you can't see it clearly, and B, that's for your own business. Okay? Not now.
No, can you?
We'll see. We'll take a look at it. All right, but for right now, we're gonna take off here, whatever. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the game that we played earlier in this thing. I'm officially giving the game the title of Middle Grounds. That's the what is I refer to, because since both the average and the median are considered in their own way, shape, and forms as middle values of a group of data or whatever. That's what that's hence the name for it as we're calling it. Or if you got a better name out there, please by all means shoot it out there and let me know what you think I should call it. But for now, that's what I'm sticking with. In the meantime, though, hope you enjoyed everything we did today, both the game and everything surrounding it. Please by all means give this video a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it, and hit that subscribe button so you can see when our next live streams are going here. That I'm aware of, I'm doing these live streams
and go to sleep right now because that's what I'm doing.
Good, fine. You go do that. I hope. I know that I'm definitely doing these live streams for at least the next 2 weeks, because I know here in Jersey there the restrictions are for anything are extended till at least May 15th or whatever. If I go longer, I'll go based on what Governor Murphy says here in Jersey, and we'll play it accordingly then based on that. But I know definitely I've got next week and the week after for absolute sure. We'll find out. So please keep on coming back, especially here on Fridays when we have some more fun and games ideas or whatever based on whatever math is happening at the time or whatever you guys submit, because I'll take it based off of the topics that you submit as well. So please do that. And subscribe and do all that business. Like I said, you know where to find me here. Send me a direct email if you can't make a chat, but you still want to see something so you can watch later, and I'll do that. Whatever it is you got, and we will see you on Tuesday here at 2 o'clock Eastern time again for more of the best math content in all of cyberspace here at Learn Math with Brian Sapinski. Take care. We'll see you guys soon. All right, have a good weekend.
Bye.